Hey, what's up guys? So let's talk about this new Arnold Schwarzenegger movie called Aftermath. Also, make sure to stick around after the review for some fun announcements.
Confirmation from you, but we're going to go ahead and send this thing up to you.
X-112, do you copy?
Aftermath, of course, stars Arnold Schwarzenegger as well as Scoot McNairy and Maggie Grace. It's directed by Elliott and the story follows the events that take place after two commercial airliners collide at 8,000 feet. More specifically, it focuses on the lives of two men following this tragic accident. One of those men being Roman, played by Schwarzenegger, a man that lost his wife and daughter in the accident, as well as Jake, the air traffic control worker who was on the clock when the accident occurred. Now, I do feel the need to start this review by stating that the trailers for this film do mismarket it. The promos give the impression of it being a more suspenseful, faster paced, thrilling movie, and that was not the case. This was a drama through and through, and despite a third act that does bring in some tension, the focus never strays from the emotional elements. But this was something that I thought was a good thing. This was a very engaging film that will pull on your heartstrings and connect you with the characters in a very impactful and deeply emotional way. This wasn't the traditional film you would expect from seeing the trailers or from having Schwarzenegger in the lead. It was virtually a character study of how two people's lives can be impacted in different ways from the same incident. The script doesn't deliver the incident, then the common story of revenge that you would expect with a clear good guy and bad guy. You can kind of sympathize and connect with both men who were on opposite sides of this tragedy, and it resulted in a very engaging film as both men's lives fall apart in their own different ways. The acting from top to bottom was excellent, and the performances deliver what this story needed for it to hit its emotional mark with the intended dramatic impact. Schwarzenegger was awesome in this role, and he shows that he has developed some range over the years. I mean, he really conveys the pain and agony of a man who lost his family with a surprising believability, and without his performance, this film would not have been as gripping and thought-provoking as it turned out to be. Scoot McNairy was also fantastic in this movie, and he pours himself into the role. Like the character of Roman, played by Schwarzenegger, his life was changed forever after this accident as well. He didn't lose his family in the same way Roman did, but he did lose them in a sense. He also lost his life in a different way. He lost his place in the world, and he was truly torn and broken from the guilt he felt. The accident wasn't necessarily caused by his negligence, yet he took the full grunt of the blame, and after that shift at work, his life, like Roman's, would never be the same again. This was all captured in a very intriguing way with a story that really sets up the characters very early on, giving you a glimpse of who they were prior to the accident. And by the time the first act concludes, the tragedy has occurred, and from there on out, the story really dives into the lives of these two characters. Now, I will admit the pace does slow a little too much. It doesn't lose its intrigue or its ability to hold your attention, but it did feel like a crawl later in the second act. Yet, with the performances and seeing Schwarzenegger out of his normal routine and McNairy also commanding attention with his scenes, the entertainment wasn't hindered too much. Another minor issue I had with this movie was during the third act. Now, without going into spoilers, I will just say that during the entire film, the dramatic and emotional connections were created in a very natural way. So when the third act takes a couple unnecessary turns, it was noticeable, and it does come off a little melodramatic, but regardless, it does deliver some effective tension. Overall, though, I really enjoyed this movie. I thought Schwarzenegger was surprisingly capable in this dramatic role, and I'm going to give Aftermath a solid B. It was a compelling story. I thought the movie was well directed. It succeeded in generating a lot of thought-provoking moments using silent imagery and not just relying on dialogue the entire time, and I would recommend this to any fans of dramas out there, or Schwarzenegger, because he changed it up in this one, and it was definitely for the better. And that's my review of Aftermath, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, like I said, I had some announcements to make. I have recently joined in on some collaborations with some other great YouTubers, and it has been an awesome experience. Make sure to swing by Sean Chandler Talks About to catch the second episode of Masters of Movie Trivia. I had the privilege of being a contestant. It was a great time. It was a fun episode. Definitely check it out. I've also been working with some other great movie nerds on YouTube and creating a show called Movie Minds, a monthly show filled with just all kinds of movie-related topics being broken down by a panel of YouTubers. We've already shot the pilot. It's currently up on T3 Media's channel right now, or in a playlist of its own on this channel. Both of those experiences, though, were a great time. I had tons of fun. I definitely recommend checking out both of those videos. Wait till the end screen. You can see the links for them, or in the description box below. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you at the movies.